making rolls or something. That way we don't have to like leave it up to the DM by themselves on the whim, because that could be like a lot of pressure.
Coming up with the Tartuk plan.
Mr. H Beast, can you talk for a second? Make sure we can still hear you.
Test.
Cool. Thanks, fam.
Yeah, I had to disconnect because I was getting red bar and my voice connected.
Yeah, that was happening to me earlier. I didn't disconnect because it came back, but there was a hot second. There was like a good 30 seconds where I had a really tough time hearing anything.
That's because it's the weekend. A lot of people have to switch servers on the Discord to get a decent connection. Because how many people are playing on the weekends now?
All right, I restarted the stream because it was being a douche. For some stupid reason, OBS decided to disconnect. Last time from before the disconnect, the players are currently negotiating with the centaurs to deal with a goblin tribe known as the Tartuks. And so what are you guys gonna do?
Would I know the Tartuks?
You would know because they're the Tartuks are down in the southern corner of the forested hills, so you would have not known about them at all. Okay,
so I say we wipe them out. Nobody will miss a goblin clan.
I am going to step in and I'm going to say that while I completely understand and sympathize with the goals of wiping out a clan of goblins, and I have absolutely no issues doing that if the situation calls for it, we probably shouldn't try to murder them, especially since at least one of our companions is currently recovering, and it does not look like we're going to be able to go straight back home. Might not be a bad idea to try diplomacy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, wouldn't the centaurs have a settlement that where we could rest up a little bit?
That's true. I look over at our new friend Odalin and convey with my eyes that I would very much appreciate if they ask the centaurs which was already a thing we did, but a place for a long rest would be nice. That way we could fully recover.
So I asked them that, if there's a place where we could have a long rest, so that we could recover our wounds.
We do not have a settlement nearby, but we can help you set up camp here and keep any undesirables away if you so wish.
Yes, that would be very kind of you. Thank you. So, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All right, then we get to have our rest here, and then we'll go wipe out the goblins.
Yes. All right, this enables me to recover bardic inspiration, which is fantastic.
I have no problem. I think it's too soon for us to have a long rest.
Is it?
Yeah, because we just woke up for one and then had the bug encounter.
I think we walked somewhere. I think we did at least some walking around before we found the bugs.
That was actually a really taxing battle. I mean, come on.
I used 2 of my bardic inspirations in our last fight. It would not be a bad idea if, and ultimately they were useless in that battle. But in the next battle, where we're up against multiple goblins, it would be a good idea for me to be able to be abused by all of my friends. I say to our bugbear companion.
Speaking of. Quick question to the DM: Are the centaurs, once I mentioned goblins, are they giving me any Can I insight check to see if they're giving me any like dirty glances or something like that? Because I'm sure that there's a bugbear, probably leader of the goblin tribe.
You can do so if you wish.
Can I offer to assist? Is there any way that I can sort of in character assist so that way Krakistan, the black, can roll with advantage?
He's not letting you guys know distrusting of them right now.
Look at just getting goblins.
No, because from what you can tell, they may be looking at you as like some. You cannot tell if they're being hostile to you or not.
Just keep a close eye on them then, just in case.
Alright, you guys are going to have a long rest. The centaurs are going to do what they do best and just patrol the area. Because they're horsemen, basically. I had to make this pun.
Was this whole setup for that pun? Was it worth it?
Oh, it was worth it.
Actually, no, because they may have been the 104 roll, but if I had gotten anything else, the 104 could have been a Darkling or a Berserker. So
I'm very glad that we don't have to fight two very powerful centaurs. I actually don't know how powerful they are, but even if they're average powered centaurs, that wouldn't be a fun fight for 4 folks. Centaurs are very fast.
yes, and they'd kill. And if there was a fight, guess what? There's going to be a dead sorcerer.
No, my tribe is apparently friendly with these guys, so I should have.
You were the first person to try and attack. So what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? As we set up our encampment and rest, what are we up to, fam?
We're gonna wipe out the goblins.
No, what are we doing, like, in character?
Oh, I'm I guess preparing for bed rest and reading a spell book.
Do you have a spell book? You're a sorcerer, you kind of don't need spell books.
Oh, okay, those are for wizards, I guess.
Yes.
I'm walking with one of the centaurs and I'm talking. I don't quite understand that that most of what I'm saying is not being understood because I have forgotten that they do not speak common. I'm sure 1 or 2 of the words I'm speaking come through because common's one of those languages that just picks up on everything, but odds are 97% of what I'm saying is not being understood.
So, through Odalin, I offer to trade the. I asked what the centaurs can give me for my orc skins.
Can we not bring those up again? They're gone. They were thrown away.
I think they've walked away, so they're patrolling. So I said, well, I can ask when they come back. But I do not know. Do they usually trade in orc skins with your tribe?
Those are usually the Odali. But I want to see if they'll accept it. This might be a new opportunity into a new market.
I do not understand you. The ways of these you above the sea dwellers. I must say, it's all very strange to me. And
you'll get used to it.
But very well.
We just do what we have to for survival. We don't have the vast open ocean to pick our food from.
Ah, I see.
At this point, Morthos just gradually comes back, sits by the fire, and then falls asleep.
And Karsantan will do what he usually does: strip out of his armor, put on his vestments, light some candles and incense, and just meditate for like an hour or so while chanting quietly to himself in Abyssal.
In just in case, I cast protection from good and evil on everyone.
And yeah, then I go to sleep.
And then I go to sleep.
All right, so you all go to sleep. The centaurs are basically big and scary, and a lot of things just basically give you a wide berth. And you guys spend the next 8 hours basically at peace as the centaurs basically just keep watch, and they also do like they're really good at patrol, like because they're horsemen. So and then it becomes the morning again. So the sun flitters through the leaves of the trees, and everything is fine.
So Odalyn comes awake, sort of dusts herself off, gets everything together, and gets ready to go.
Morthos wakes up, says good morning to Odalyn, and goes to tend the fire. He travels light. The only thing he really needs are his food, and his water, and his weapons, all of which he has on him, and all of which he slept on. So he's good.
And Grafenstetten wakes up, casts a frostbolt at the fire to put it out before Morthos can get to it. Gathers. I'm used to infinite cast spells. My bad.
And of course, I'll wake up, take off my vestments, put my armor back on, and good morning, all.
Good morning.
See what
Good morning, ready to raid some goblins.
Is that a cantrip?
Yep.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
yeah, I cast Ray of Frost and put out the fire before Morphos can get to it.
You gonna do me like this after all we've been through?
Hey, it could have been worse. You could have been caught in the frost blast.
Do we see our centaur friends, or are they long? Nice.
Awesome, let's go raid some goblins.
At this point, I start to feel a little bit suspicious. So can I just sort of check out the centaurs and maybe, like, are they on the level or are they bringing us into some sort of trap?
You would have to make a roll for that.
D20?
No, just go into your character sheet, and that would be an insight check or a perception. Insight or perception.
No, I
Based-
got the wrong one. Okay, hang on. Yeah.
And Keelan, could you mute your mic when you're moving around, please?
It is muted. It's pushed to talk.
Oh, well, sometimes I hear you from the other end.
So insight or perception?
Yes.
Alright, I'll do perception then.
You can neither confirm nor deny that they are suspiciously trying to send you into a trap.
Alright, well, I'm gonna keep my eyes open anyway.
At this point, I look over at Odalin, and knowing I start to suspect. Actually, instead of looking over at Odalin, I start to suspect that our companions might know more than they're letting on. So I look over at the Black, and I'm not going to try to say his first name. I always butcher it, and I feel bad. I'm going to ask in Abyssal if he thinks that there's something going on here, because we both speak Abyssal.
I'm suspicious of everyone, so I'm going to make a perception roll, also on the centaurs.
And also, can we do that unannounced? Because if we can, then I'm also going to roll a perception check.
To do that unannounced, you would have to make a stealth roll and then make a perception.
You know what? I'm gonna go for it, because honestly, I'm kind of curious. Everyone being suspicious has gotten me thinking that there might be something going on. Does 13 work, or am I noticed?
Well, they're passive. Well, that's actually within their passive perception, so they notice that you're kind of looking at them like you don't trust them.
That's fine. I'll just say that I am curious as their language and culture, and since I don't know their language, I can't communicate that. Ha! My perception's the worst one here, apparently. Tight. we all tried, guys.
You had a question,
I
Morthos.
needed to roll a stealth check.
At this point, I look over at our friend, and I ask him in, the language of one of the underworlds, what do you think of these fellows? Do you think that we're being led into a trap? I ask him in a language that odds are no one else here understands but him.
Well, they didn't murder me in my sleep last night, so I think we can trust them. They are so against goblins, I would have been dead.
Fair enough. And at this point, since my perception was so low, I let the issue go.
So, do I need to roll a stealth check too, or can I just use perception to see? Because I'm suspicious always.
You don't notice anything suspicious. They're more than likely telling the truth according to your perception.
Okay.
So what are you guys going to... And what about Odalin? Is Odalin... and the same goes for Odalin. For the above answer to her perception and to Morthos's.
So yeah, basically, without anything, options, Odalin just keeps her mouth shut and walks along.
Can I look at them again? Make another perception check?
Make another... Why would you do that when you already made a perception check?
Because my character's insane and doesn't trust anyone.
Okay, go ahead then. So are you guys going to follow the the centaurs to the follow the centaurs to the thing. Oh,
Certainly.
to the location of the goblin tribe, and that perception roll. It looks to you that the centaurs are telling the truth.
Cool. Morthos starts to follow them shortly after his attempt to be sneaky, and he, because of his perception and the fact that he sort of inordinately trusts people anyway, he was ready to believe them. He just decided to try it out after seeing so many of his friends question the official narrative here.
My friends, we have horrible goblins to slaughter.
I sure hope that we don't rush into violence and get ourselves hurt here. I have no problem hurting them. I just hope that I get to help people instead of hurt.
No, goblins are disgusting creatures. They deserve to be purged.
I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you on this one, but I am a little bit concerned because you yourself classify as a member of a similar species. Not the same species, just a similar one.
No, I'm a goblinoid. I just find our kind disgusting.
Feel like there's a story there, my friend. I hope that when we get back to the guild, you'll allow me to treat you to an ale and you'll tell me what happened, because that is true, but also very strange for you, of all people, to be saying.
All right, so the centaurs tell you that it's down near this edge of the forested hills, and so they offer anyone that they can, any medium creatures, a ride, because they are large.
Do we only have one large companion? I'm assuming our bugbear friend is large, but I might be wrong.
No.
Oh, we have two. That's right. We also have a Goliath.
They're medium too. There's no large.
Goliath.
Oh,
Medium.
Yeah, Goliaths and bugbears are treated as medium within the game.
Yeah, Marvel, the D&D, they don't like to deal with like race sizes too much because it causes issues. There's only two that are not medium, and that's kobolds and I think gnomes.
Gnomes and halflings.
are dwarfs medium?
I think so.
Wow, I did not know that.
So, being that Odalyn is one who can speak to them, she thinks that it would be best if she could. That would just make the communication easier.
Morthos volunteers to walk. He's ready to keep a brisk pace in order to be able to keep up with the centaurs.
Even though they walk normally at around 50 feet, and you walk around 30.
I'm gonna do my best, okay? I want to make sure that anyone who feels the need to ride one of them gets the chance. There's only two of them and four of us.
My character's pretty little. She's 5 feet tall. So, climbs up.
Yes, so the sorcerer and the fighter climb onto the centaurs.
And the barbarian and the bard walk.
The centaurs don't technically have a saddle on them, but that it's mostly just their clothing style. So yeah, it's going to take you like around 8 hours to get down to that southern edge there. So,
Oh. Mabi.
so yeah, it takes the journey there is uneventful because centaurs are pretty scary to a lot of low-level mobs.
Probably we would switch off at some point. We would trade. Companions could get a chance to ride, and then we would walk, so that we were all getting there at least in a normal tired, as opposed to two people who've been like huffing it for 8 hours straight, and two people who've been riding. So
I prefer not to ride the Sentient, I'm sorry.
I can switch off, but I'm not super attached to the idea. I have no problem getting in my exercise, getting in my magical Fitbit steps.
all right.
We have pedometers. It's one of the functions of our adventure licenses, you guys.
All right, so after 8 hours of walking, you guys Galen, no. Alright, so does one horse of the sleigh. Oh god. Alright, so I'm not even gonna roll for like how big the tribe is, so
That's a bad sign. Oh goodness.
So let's see. I still don't understand why that aura is around there, but okay. Let's see. Goblin.
You can input an aura around the characters on the gear thing on their picture, so
There I am. Alright. Sorry guys. My mouse is not showing up on my screen. For some reason, it shows up when I'm not on Google Chrome. For some reason, when I'm on Google Chrome, it doesn't show up. So I keep on having to like spawn my little circles until I can figure out where my character thing is.
This is why you don't use Chrome.
What is better than Chrome?
Firefox.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
I'm garbage. I use Edge normally, but I have to use Chrome, Roll20 breaks and Edge.
Edge is garbage. Everyone knows this.
Edge is better than Firefox. You are in no position to be talking junk.
No, I like Firefox. I just never upgraded when I got my new laptop. So.
Alright, I'm using bugbear tokens, but they are not bugbears, so...
Yet.
They are just regular goblins.
I like how one of them is slightly different.
That's a token for the chief.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that the chief is so close to us.
Alright, so this is basically just the fighters of the main force of the Tartuk tribe. It is Chief Tartuk, obviously. There's goblins speak in
Goblinoid.
In common, eh?
Yeah, and Goblinoid, yes.
Yeah, they speak both.
So, just allow the DM to look up the things that he needs to look up.
Does our paladin speak 3 languages?
Yes, he does.
Oh. What a
speaks
beast.
Abyssal, Common, and Goblinoid.
I realized, like, after thinking about it for 2 seconds, I was like, wait a minute. I speak Abyssal, he speaks Abyssal.
Alright, so let's see. Is there like a goblin chief thing or no? The DM has not had like a lot of
Do you mean like in the lore?
Goblin boss, there we are. So this guy right here is a goblin boss. No one should be watching the stream and learning the secrets of the Zal. Just saying.
Is there a chance for us to engage with them before we start fighting? Or is this going to be one of those hop into the fighting matches? It's fine either way.
Yes. Just allow the Zal, also known as the DM, to input information, and then you would be fine.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that Hraffenstein says that they're getting a lot of breakup from Zal, and that's something that I'm also experiencing. So
I am annoyed. Actually, the breakup could just be the fan. Because I have a fan on because it's nearing summer and it's really hot in my room, especially when I live upstairs.
It's usually not that bad, but I can, like, there have definitely been times in the stream when you were breaking up for like a solid almost minute and I was just hearing bits and pieces.
I don't know how to fix that. I am sorry. Alright, so I'm still kind of semi but you guys can start the thingy up right now. I'm just inputting information.
I noticed that the beast or the black is already in the front, which is good. I hope that our buddy speaks up because sometimes their audio is also a little bit fritzy on my end. I think that some of this might just be on my end, not on everyone's end, but I'm not sure.
Can people hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, sorry, I got kicked off. Ooh, boy.
Not dying comes to mind.
As I whisper to our companions, just like, our murder machine isn't here today. And if they were, this would actually be a cool place for them. But they're not here. They're chilling back home. We should try to avoid murdering if we can.
Yes, the overpowered rogue is not here anymore.
You said that somewhat evilly, so...
So, Chief Tartuk comes over and asks what you man things come for. I'm Chief Tartuk. I strong. Are you strong? You seem strong, but then you have weak, squishy mages.
Is he talking to me or is he talking to somebody else?
He's just talking in general to the group.
I'm gonna pipe up then. And I'll speak in Goblinoid to them. To him. They have their uses. I am Chrysanthemum the Black. You recognize what I am, right?
Yes, bugbear's strong, stronger than us, but is your entire group stronger than us? Yes, yes.
You will bow down to me, or you will face me in single combat for the rulership of this clan.
That would be an intimidation check?
Sure.
Hey.
Alright, well, that works. The goblin boss basically goes, Alright. We're honorable goblins. What you want, boss?
You will not plague these centaurs any further.
Aye, we listen to the strong and mighty. We do as you ask.
Morthos is watching all of this with a great deal of excitement because he realizes that twice in the last couple of hours, his way, diplomacy, and conversations have won the day. He's feeling very good as a bard who represents the path of peace. And also, he's like, hey, Krakenston, we should tell them to not attack other folks if they can help it. Only fight in self-defense.
Yes, well, from now on, you will fight only in self-defense. You will protect these lands. So says Curson Black.
We do as boss says, because you're strong, boss. Yes. So we do what boss says. Yes.
And I'll look back at the party and the centaurs, and then in common, they have agreed not to menace the centaurs any further.
Morthos jumps up excitedly. Yeah!
And now you will let us join you for celebration because we are now one in the same clan.
All the goblins, including their boss, go, yay! Celebration! And they basically have like lots of alcohol and stuff from a lot of varying sources. So they break open barrels of booze and go, let's drink to the health of the boss.
Yeah!
And the scene basically turned to the end of Return of the Jedi.
So also this is a fun time for us to discover what our characters are like when they're drunk. That's great.
So, Odalid she sniffs at the stuff and drinks a little bit to be polite, but is not very heavily.
Tieflings have a fairly solid natural resistance to liquor, So Morthos drinks. He doesn't drink a huge amount, but he drinks enough to relax and start chatting with the goblins. He very easily hits it off with them because they, like him, are fairly chatty folks once they start talking. So he's very excited to have someone who's on the level, so to speak.
Alright, because you guys decided to do this diplomatically instead of murder stabby, you guys get experience for this, as well as experience for not murder stabbing the centaurs, but also diplomatically with the centaurs. You guys get experience for helping the centaurs as well, so that is divided it up. You guys got 113 experience, which is what the XP it represents.
Yeah.
Hooray, diplomacy! You get experience for not murdering things.
Can you guys imagine an insane D&D campaign where the characters aren't crazy stabby murder people?
Not
I
murder
can.
hobos? Yes.
It's wild and it's hard to believe, but I can.
We put that into our sheets, the 113, or
Yep.
Yeah, you add that up into your character sheets. There's an experience points bar right where your name is and your class and background and alignment.
Okay.
Up near the top.
But
As we're doing this, my character starts to tell stories of battles and magic, and he's having a whole bunch of fun, so odds are a couple of the other goblins would start to come and listen in as he tells stories about minotaurs selling goods and battling in labyrinths, and also just other mythological things. He's having a grand old time.
A lot of those mythological things are real things.
And Chrysanthemum's just chilling and like getting completely wasted on drinking. So
Odalyn is interested in the stories. She listens very intently for a while, finding out more information she doesn't know. And at a certain point, she gets up and she starts to sort of act out with her gladiator skills, as sort of going along with the story, doing ballet.
That would be a performance check, and
Would you like for both of us to make that performance check?
yes.
Yeah. All right. Performance. This is going to be fun.
We're doing it together. Is that advantage?
That would... I guess yes?
Yeah.
Zol's going to say yes. Because he likes this.
This is the rule of cool. Ooh, that was a nice roll.
No, we're gonna go with, because you guys are doing it together, only one of you needed to roll, and we're gonna go with Morthos' roll.
Yeah. I don't know what happens with this performance, but as we tell our stories and as Odalyn teams up with me, more and more folks get enthralled. Odds are, even our friend who's over there converting and turning folks into members of their religion would start to watch just for a little bit. It's a grand old time. I can tell the goblins are having fun. They're interested in stories about minotaurs, labyrinths, medusas, and all sorts of awesome things that are not happening in this continent. Hopefully, because if they were, that would be very bad for the adventurers on this island. Minotaurs are very dangerous, y'all.
Don't give your DM ideas.
I mean, in all honesty, I would have been very surprised if you didn't already have ideas of minotaurs before this. If this is the thing that gave you that idea, then I'm gonna have to be very worried about my about pretty much all the stories I tell.
Odalyn has her trident now, and she's sort of doing all kinds of tricks and tosses with it. Just getting into it and having fun.
This has been a great session, filled with so much role-playing and so much not murder, and I'm honestly a huge fan.
Well, there's certainly like 40 minutes until the end of the game, so...
I know that there's probably going to be plenty of murder after, but we took on a little side quest. We beat the side quest without using our murder stabbies, and we made friends along the way. And isn't it all about the friends you make along the way?
Oh yes, and after the whole thing, the goblin boss, the one who isn't Chrysanthemum, you know, the new
Here it
boss, goes up to you and says during the revelry, we're sorry about messing with the centaurs, but there's a little bit of a problem that we've been dealing with. There's a tribe of fire newts that have been harassing us and messing with a lot of our supplies, and we would like if you could deal with them, maybe be the best boss ever. Please.
Morthos hears this, and he assumes that it's being said in Goblinoid, and he's quietly thinking to himself, he just has a sense going off. Should we just stop being adventurers and just open up like a conflict clinic? Because it sure seems like we're doing a lot of side quests.
Chrysanthemum's gonna throw his arm around his second in command and like, of course, I'd be glad to deal with them. And then you shall join us back at the hall, and you shall become adventurers as well, and we shall conquer this land.
That's a death flag. Oh goodness, that's a huge old death flag.
I guess so I nod and I say, where my companions go, I will go for now. But I do not wish to conquer this or any land.
Morthos appreciatively looks over Odalin and quietly thanks whatever god it is that he worships. The character who plays him still doesn't know. And, whispers a silent prayer to hope that his one companion, who isn't super eager to murder, doesn't get brutally murdered in these lands. And says that I, too, will join this adventure. I sure hope that we can diplomatically solve this land and maybe even unite the peoples. I have a feeling that's not what's going to happen next, though.
Are these fire newts capable of reason? Or are they more like the bugs? Even intimidated?
They're like... Fire newts are... amphibious. They're, you know about... Well, your characters... And you, of course, know about, salamanders and newts and shit.
Okay, so this is something I would know about.
It's like... Well, the fire newts kind of fight against the tritons on occasion.
Oh, I do not care for these fire newts, but I can with anything that breathes water.
They basically live near volcanic areas because they're basically walking bipedal salamanders, basically.
Yeah, she has Fury of the Sea, but that she could communicate simple ideas with any creatures that breathe hot water, and they understand her words. But I can't necessarily understand them back, and just because I can communicate ideas doesn't necessarily mean they'll do what I want them to do.
Well, fire newts speak Draconic and Ignin, so they're very much they know your words because they are amphibious and sea dwellers, but at the same time they don't speak Triton languages.
All right. So I guess we can go out and meet them.
And there's a group of fire newts in which I will roll for.
Are we just gonna chill in the same little environmental area?
That was the wrong roll. 3. All of the Zal. Well, they're. Alright, the fire newts live near, like, the southern. Let's see. Fire newts live just around here. And there's a group of 6 of them. And they've been harassing the goblins. Basically, and basically enslaving and then sacrificing goblins to Imix, which is their patron of the Prince of Evil Fire, basically.
Right. So as soon as I hear that that's what they've been doing, I just turn on a dime and say, we must destroy these creatures.
Morthos is starting to get wrapped up in the air, and he can tell that there's probably going to be no talking his way out of this. So he silently prepares himself for what to do. He's honestly pretty okay with the idea of murdering these creatures that practice human sacrifice. And not just human sacrifice, but humanoid sacrifice, because humanoid sacrifice is bad. It's not a thing that should be practiced.
So Odalyn is ready. She's grim look on her face now. She's ready to do some blood bathing.
Also, this is a question for our DM. Are our companions joining us for this quest? Because the centaurs were on the map when we were with the goblins, and I don't know if either the goblins or the centaurs are with us. They're probably not, but I just want to be sure.
Oh, and I want to just say for Hrafsted, we will loot and destroy their altars. Oh, that's what he said.
File their altars.
Would their altars be visible on the shoreline? I mean, I would assume yes, but I just don't know.
The fire newts live near in the hottest part of the desert. They're normally like volcanic. They normally live in volcanic areas, but when there's like only 4 areas on this map, they live near the hottest part of the desert. So.
Also, are our goblin pals gonna accompany us on this quest? Or are we gonna have hirelings is basically what I'm asking.
I don't think the DM will probably wants to deal with so many things to move and attack with each round.
Yes, why do you want the DM's job to be so hard?
Well, the DM decided to roll almost twice as many of the enemies as there are of us. So,
oh, it's fine. The fire newts are only challenge rating 1. You'll be fine.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't know that. Okay, yeah, we'll probably be fine. To be completely honest, was not aware of that.
Yeah, Chrysanthemum's gonna I might need to sober up a little bit first before we head that way, but he's just been drinking the entire time.
Oh, for drinking, that would require a Constitution saving throw to see if you got blackout drunk or not.
Oh
Oof.
boy.
Those are two very strong reactions at the exact same time.
No, you're slightly hungover.
How will being slightly hungover affect him in battle?
Probably disadvantaged to all attacks and stuff.
Oh,
Yes.
that is yeah, I know who I'm gonna be inspiring first. Jesus, that is a strong debuff in a battle where we're gonna have to go up against a lot of enemies.
We could
Considering-
try to at least get your second in command, the goblin boss, to come with us and says, are you going to let
Are you gonna miss
your
out on the
leader fight
glory?
alone? Or will you come and collect some of this glory?
Think of the weapons there are to be had. Fire newts are dangerous foes if there's a group of them, but they also have powerful weapons, and those weapons could be used to spread the glory of your great leader.
Yes, come with us and what was I? Come with us and gain glory with us.
The goblin boss looks at you and just wordly goes, you know, here where we live, it's not as hot, and where the fire newts live is very hot, and wearing lots of armor is very hot, even in the desert. So,
Is this the time for an intimidate check with disadvantage?
At the same time, though, fire newts are very strong, and we can prove which of us, besides the fire newts in us, if we who are stronger. So, yes, sure, why not? Fight.
Uh,
I like your style.
Come, companions, to battle.
Of course, just the goblin boss is going because the others would just die horribly.
That's fine.
you should probably stay and protect their camp anyway.
I mean, well, the centaurs and the goblins are cool now. I would think that, like, if worst came to worst, the centaurs or us could just be like, hey, do you mind, the goblins or us could just be like, hey, fam, mind staying here for like 5 minutes since we cool now? We'll be right back.
You guys could always just ask the centaurs to come with you. There's nothing stopping you. The centaurs even stayed for the party.
Right, well, since they're there, Odalid goes over and says, these goblins say that one of the reasons they've been harassing you is because of a group of fire newts causing problems. Any chance you guys want to grab some glory with us? We could fight alongside each other, and we would tell of your tales of bravery up at the guild hall. All I got.
The centaurs go, we're no friends of the fire newts. They fight against us and enslave family of ours, so we will help you.
Yeah. So that means that there's a total of 7 of us to the 6 of them. Yes.
Hey.
Hooray!
And this also means that we have 2 archers on our side. Wait, are the centaurs archers? I shouldn't assume that they are.
Centaurs. DM quickly looks up thing. Centaurs have longbows, so yes.
Yeah, this means that we have we have two members of a fam squad who can stay in the back and just sort of snipe at our enemies. That's awesome.
Oh, yes. Archers, woo!
We're making your job more difficult. Don't you love us now?
No. Zal just wants to add a Warlock of Emix into the mix.
Oh no, please don't.
You mean please, yes.
No, I don't. I know English is my second language. It's not what I mean. It's not what I mean at all.
You mean the opposite of what you're saying.
This is not how diplomacy works, my friend.
To persuade DM not to send you into death, please roll up persuasion.
You know what? I will. Let's see how rolled this persuasion check. That's not the right check. That was a really solid check, but that's not what it. Darn it.
That persuasion has failed because that persuasion is too low for Zal's charisma.
What if I appeal to the religion of DMism?
Then I guess as your lord and I guess as their
persuasion. Quick, everyone, roll persuasion checks. Right.
Well, the DM is an atheist, so that religion check fails just automatically.
Well.
I'm doing my best, guys.
It's alright. We can deal with one warlock.
It's just a warlock. They're squishy, right? They're squishy.
Oh man, there's so many death flags being raised all of a sudden.
It's fine. Warlocks have innate spell casting and but they're third level. Oh, you guys are fucked.
And
well, okay.
I know next to nothing about Emix. I know that Emix is a big fiery boy. That's it.
Well, I hate to cut it short, but considering the battle will be quite long, I'd say we save that for next stream, everybody.
Oh, thank goodness. On our next stream, we might have one more companion. Also, I'm really proud of us. We didn't do any murder hobo today.
I am going to do one thing before we end, though, if I have a chance.
Alright, do it.
I'm going to, my hand's going to light up like sickly green and touch myself on the chest, and I'm going to use 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize poison, and I'm going to neutralize alcohol.
Heck yeah! Our big meaty boy is back.
Instant sober.
Well, that also... Wait. Does that mean... Oh. Make sure that when you're doing something that costs things, you remove that from your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Good.
We did so much plot development today, guys. I'm so proud of us.
Alright, so excuse me as you guys please mute your mics, and then I'm going to do outro. Alright, thank you all for coming. Sorry about the disconnect. That was annoying. I'll make sure to upload everything I'll upload everything, both episodes tomorrow. So, well, part 1 and 2. The disconnect was fucking annoying. I don't know why that happened. So, see you all next time. Hope to see you again on episode 4. Episode 4 will be fun. They'll be facing off against 6 fire newts. one of which will be a Warlock of Amex. And I hope to see you there. Take care, cheers, and have a good one. Bye!